Hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, sir, entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL, Inspirations of Your Life. I'm very happy that you've joined me here tonight. If you're new here, then go ahead and take out that QR code at the top, launch your camera on your phone app, point over the QR code, touch your lips, you'll get my link tree as easy as that. If you're not watching and you're just listening, help people tell a story that leads to them growing a more scalable and profitable business. I do want to thank you very much for popping in tonight, whether you're here at 9:40 p.m., 9:40 a.m., 12 noon, 12 midnight, 1 a.m., 1 p.m., whatever it is, potato patata. I'm very grateful that you are here. Let's get on with our master topic. You guys know that this is Friday night, so it is the last of the Master Topic series. Understanding the 7%, 38%, 55% rule. Series 2 means we're in the second year, show 37, episode number 7. Wow. So, for those of you that have missed this, communication. 7% is the words we choose. 38% is how we say it. 55% is what we don't say, our nonverbal communication. So, tonight, I want to talk about something I think that's pretty interesting, and that's going to be the fact that, we have different types of, I'm going to call them modalities, all right? And you might be saying to me, John, well, what are they? Well, I want to talk about a specific learning thing that's called the Barnum technique. And you might be saying, John, what the heck is the Barnum technique? It's also called the Forer effect, less commonly the Barnum-Forer effect. It's a common psychological phenomenon whereby individuals give accuracy ratings to descriptions of their personality that supposedly are tailored to them, yet which are in fact vague and general enough to apply to a wide range of people. So how to introduce the Barnum effect? It's really simple. If you've heard of Barnum statements and have been wondering what they're about, you're in the right place because, the Barnum effect is getting inside someone's mind. And so to get inside someone's mind, it's not hard, but it does require a little bit of work. And when we think of the Barnum effect, I want you to think about your personality, your true character, what it's like. And then, think about what that character is. I guess that might take some time if you're outgoing and you're social. Other times you might prefer to be alone, but you don't like being told what to do and naturally question everything. How close was I? Is this deceitful? Etc. So to make things easier for you, the Barnum effect checklist is pretty easy. First, in this, we want to talk about in the unlikely event that you mess up the delivery of the Barnum effect, there's the anti-demand, and it'll save the interaction. It'll give you as many chances as you need to evoke a desired reaction from the person that you're with. And secondly, the anti-demand practically guarantees success with the Barnum effect. Now, you might still be on the fence and saying, John, I have no idea what the heck the Barnum effect is. So, the Barnum effect is very important when it comes to communication. Okay? Very important when it comes to communication. And you might be saying to me, John, I don't quite get it. It occurs when we search a little too hard and find personal meaning in things that are general or neutral. And this is according to Dr. Edward Ratouche, a board-certified psychiatrist and founder of the Soho MD, and the phenomenon is also known as the Barnum basis and the Forer effect due to being coined in 1948 by Bertram R. Forer. And again, the Barnum effect occurs when we search too hard and find personal meaning in things that are general or neutral. Okay? So that's what it is. So communication, ladies and gentlemen, is all around us. It could be something that you're doing today. It could be something that you're doing tomorrow. It doesn't really matter, but I think at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that you need to realize communication is all around us, whether we're using print, whether we're using just audio, whether we're using audio and video. We need to be cognizant of what communication is. And you say to me, hey, John, I don't have time to learn communication. Okay, I'm going to tell you, if you don't have time to learn communication, then you're going to miss the boat. That's right. You're going to miss the boat. Pretty cool, right? I will tell you that when we communicate with others, it can sometimes be difficult. And the reason it's difficult is others don't necessarily know what they want. They don't understand what the communication is about. When you meet someone new, you don't have an agenda, but you want to get to know them. You want to see if there is that potential of you getting past hi, hello, how are you, how's the weather, commonalities in their life that are just very, let's call it, superficial, very on the surface. Not that they're bad, but they're on the surface. We want to dig deeper into the person, but we want to do it in a way that doesn't make the person feel uncomfortable. In other words, we want to learn about their life with them agreeing to share it with us. So we talked about lots of tools this week in communication. We talked about the fact that communication can be learned very well by playing the game of telephone, which was pioneered many, many years ago, where we start a phrase at one end and we whisper to other people that are a little bit away from us, and we keep whispering and then we move aside. And then from there, the message hopefully comes out right. But usually it doesn't come out right. Usually it comes out all, garbled. Communication, ladies and gentlemen, will frustrate a lot of people because they want to get their message across, but they can't. They can't. And so they start figuring out, well, why didn't this work? Why didn't that work? And this comes up because people are impatient. Well, why do you mean that? Well, people don't want to get to know you for the reason that they feel it's too much work. So I had somebody the other day, and I said, let's do a one-on-one. And the person said, oh, for how long? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? I said, no, let's do them for 30 minutes. You get 15 minutes, I get 15 minutes. The person didn't even want to invest 5 minutes. All they wanted to do was sell me. Now, there's an old adage that says, sell through the room, not to the room. By selling to the room, that's blatantly obvious that you're a salesperson. When you sell through the room, you're not selling. You're advising. You're sharing the information, right? And many people in life are going to say to you, hey, I don't get communication. I talk to people, I can't get them to do what I want. Why? Maybe you haven't really spent the time to get to know who that person is or what they want. Have you listened, or are you just someone that just wants to get everything your way and you don't care who you offend, who you hurt? All you care about is the fact that you know you want it, and that means it's okay. Well, brain enlightenment here, guys. We need to be respectful of people that are around us. We need to be respectable because when we're respectful of people around us, it tells us that other people will do the same to us in kind. They'll do the same to us in kind. Why? Because They want to show respect back to you. That's right. I said they want to show respect back to you. If they can show respect back to you, it's like there's this feeding that goes on back and forth. And with this feeding, it's natural. Maybe you've been in a group before and, maybe you just click or bond with certain people after a few minutes and you're wondering why. And other people are there and it's like they can't even get past hello. It's not because these people aren't smart. It has nothing to do with their intellect level. It has to do with the fact that they are not someone that is open to sharing. So how do you communicate with someone who doesn't want to communicate? And I said to you, no communicating is communicating. I think we have to figure out what people's ideals are, what makes them tick. Why is it that they don't want to communicate? Maybe they communicated in the past and they were offended because someone was rude to them. Maybe they have an impediment in their speech. Maybe they just feel nervous around people. They get clammy in their hands. Another reason could be the fact that, they just don't think about what they need to do and they run off at the mouth because they become nervous. That's another thing that happens. So communication starts from within. There has to be an intent that we want to communicate. And when we communicate, it's not about overpowering someone. It's about becoming a better version of ourselves and helping others become better versions of themselves. The minute we're trying to do something to be fraudulent or to lie, cheat, or steal, or do something that's going to harm or hurt the other person, remember that boomerang, bam, it comes right back to us. I'm going to use an analogy here. I wrote an article recently about robots and how to program robot arms. And so a perfect example is if we don't know how to do something in our own world, and then we want the robot to do it, how are we ever going to communicate to the robot to do something? We can't even figure out how to do it ourselves, so how the heck is a robot going to do it? Like osmosis? No. People think that communication is osmosis. It's not. Meaning it just happens by itself or just permeates through a membrane. It doesn't happen like that. There has to be a sense of good rapport built up, trust, and then a ground foundation has to be laid. If that ground foundation is not laid properly, whatever the person says is just going to go right over their head. So, how many of you out there have ever went to school, maybe learned a different subject? Maybe you went to science class and you love science class. But maybe after science class, maybe you decided to take home ec. You thought it was an easy class. Meanwhile, you found it was going to be a lot harder. You had to bake, you had to put ingredients together, and that class was not that easy. And so the teacher starts telling you that a lot of you are in the chemistry class. So when we bake, it's very similar to chemistry in the sense that we have to measure very precisely. We use different instruments to measure with. We have to mix as well. And then we also have to apply heat or a temperature, and we have to maintain a heat so that there is a safe, I'll call it a safe cooking temperature. Do you know what I'm talking about? We call it the food safe temp range. And so what do I mean by that? So there's something called the safe minimum internal temperature chart. So for example, beef, pork, veal, lamb steaks, chops, and roast have a minimum internal temperature, okay, of 145 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 62.8 degrees Celsius. And allow to rest for at least 3 minutes. Ground meats have a minimum internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 71.1 degrees Celsius. Ground poultry has a minimum internal temperature of 165. Ham, fresh or smoked, uncooked, has a 145 degree Fahrenheit and 62.8 degrees Celsius, and has to allow to rest for at least 3 minutes. A fully cooked ham to reheat the cooked ham packaged in the USDA inspected plants to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius, and all others to 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 73.9 degrees Celsius. All poultry, that's chicken, breasts, whole birds, legs, thighs, wings, ground poultry, giblets, and stuffings, need to be at 165. Okay? Or 70 Fahrenheit or 73.9 degrees Celsius. Eggs need to be at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Fish and shellfish need to be at 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Leftovers need to be at 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 73.9 degrees Celsius. Casseroles, 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 73.9 degrees Celsius. And I think the most important thing when we cook, we have to understand that we have to clean our hands well. We have to separate raw meats from other foods, like fish, etc. We have to cook to the right temperature, and we have to maintain that proper temperature, and we have to chill or refrigerate food promptly so it doesn't get in the danger zone. So you might be asking me, John, what is food's danger temp zone? And that's a good question to ask, because the danger zone, okay, for food is 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Leaving food out too long at room temperature can cause bacteria such as Staphylococcus aureus, Salmonella, Enteritis, Escherichia coli, and others to grow to dangerous levels that can cause illness. And bacteria can grow most rapidly in the range of temperatures between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So again, the 140, so you want to go to 145 to be safe, but just in that range, so like let's say 40 to 139, that is a danger zone. So I always like to make things at least 5 degrees more. Doubling in numbers in as little as 20 minutes. And this range of temperatures is often called, in the food world, we call it the danger zone. Keep food out of the danger zone. Never leave food out of the refrigerator over 2 hours. If the temp is above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, food should not be left out for more than 1 hour. Okay? Keep hot foods hot at or above 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Place cooked foods in chafing dishes, preheated steam tables, warming trays, and or slow cookers, and keep cold foods cold at or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So you guys can understand that temperature is important. Now, I conveyed that to you guys, but if I didn't communicate that properly to you and you didn't understand that, then you could have a mess. So safety, I might compare to the fact that, we want to be safe in life, right? So just like you want to be safe in life this way, there is something we need to do when we cook to be safe. So I try to compare it to something you already know. Does that make sense? I have had a blast sharing the 7%, 38%, and 55% rule with you this week. It's been amazing. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Definitely comment below. Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. Go to my link there, believemeachieve.com. Click on that link for the PayPal. Make the choice to buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or a scrumptious bowl of desserts. Either way, when you click on that link, we'll invest that money into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content. Because I know you guys want to improve the quality of your life, and I love being here with you. Be sure to go to BelieveMeAchieve.com, click on John C. Morley's recent articles. Check my latest one out about how to program a robot arm. It is amazing and pretty cool. And if we don't know how to communicate it to ourselves or to others, we're never going to be able to communicate it and put it in code so a robot can reproduce it. Have yourself an amazing night, everyone. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Be well, and keep food in that safe temperature, ladies and gentlemen. And in case you're wondering what the safe temperature is, it's really simple. Basically, you want to be around the 165. So from that 40 degrees to the 139 is danger zone. So again, if you're unsure, make your meats 165. And you can't go wrong with that, right? But 145 is the minimum for the beef, pork, veal, lamb steaks, chops, and roasts, like burgers, etc. Have yourself an amazing night, everyone. I'm going to catch you tomorrow. Have a good